and good evening. Today we will discuss about the asymmetric information. Asymmetric information is the situation where there is imperfect information or imperfect knowledge. Asymmetric information is occur when one party has different information with another party. This is what we call asymmetric information in economics. Okay, asymmetric information can lead to the adverse selection and moral hazard. Today, in this case, we will discuss and relate the asymmetric information with the current issue, which is U.S. financial crisis in 2008 and 2009. Let's see what we get.
Okay, now we move on to the disadvantage of the asymmetric information. There are two terms to describe the asymmetric information. The first one is the moral hazard. As we all know that moral hazard occurs when there is asymmetric information between the two parties and change in behavior of one party after a deal is struck. So in the case of the financial crisis, we can see the relationship between the borrowers and the lenders. So after the borrowers getting the mortgage, they tend to commit a moral hazard, which means that the borrower could default on his mortgage, in which the case would only lose the house after when the price of the house is decreasing to avoid the loss. When the price of the house is increasing, they tend to make a profit. Okay, now we move on to the adverse selection. Adverse selection occurs when there is a lack of symmetric information prior to a deal between the sellers and a buyer, which means that in financial crisis, lenders may not know more about the credit quality of the borrower than what is reflected in the hard information collected, such as the credit score, income, and debt payments of the borrowers. In a simplest word, lenders doesn't know about the background credit of the borrowers efficiently, which means that people take housing loan without considering the ability to pay back in the future.
Hi, I will explain the ways to overcoming the asymmetric information, which is the first one, invest in business, which is we have to invest in human capital, which are hire expert financial or in technologies system or any others to overcoming into it. The second part is give warranty, which is when we buy something online in Zalora or whatsoever, we can see the reputation or see the command which we can give to have careful in buying something. The third one, no claim business, which is the best way of gaining asymmetric information about careful and unlucky consumer.
Okay, one of the example of the asymmetric information is the financial crisis which occurs in the United States in 2008 and 2009. Basically, what happened under a normal scenario that the housing price would increase steadily is that these mortgage lenders would then sell this housing loan into a bank or another government chartered institution. These two financial institutions might or may not sell this housing loan into an investment bank. If they sell to an investment bank, this housing loan will then be bundled into what we call a mortgage-backed securities, where they use this housing loan as a collateral for an asset, which means that people does not have to buy or even own this housing loan. So what happened is that the insurance company would then make a trading of a credit default swaps, where they would assume that in return for a fees, they would assume that if the insurers would assume that any losses caused by mortgage would hold this default. So under the normal circumstances that the housing price will continue to increase, is that everyone will make a profit. But what happened actually is that when the housing market bubbles, or basically when the demand for the housing price decrease while the supply increase, this causes the price of the housing to fall. So basically all these activities are making losses. These mortgage-backed securities are making a huge loss. One of the major effects is that one of the largest investment bank called the Lehman Brothers had to be declared bankruptcy in September 15 after they can't find a buyer to bail them out of this
Okay, so now we continue on the effect of financial crisis. First, people lose their home because they are not afford to pay the loan, and the banking industry has stopped lending or borrowing to the people because they has no money. Next, this affect the labor market, where employment rate mostly hit the young men that have to compete to the experienced people, especially in the manufacturing and construction sector. And the next is investor loss, where the people invest in the collateral debt obligation, where they lost their money, where they have invest their retirement fund and the public employer pension. And the next is the global recession, where the US export market decrease that affect the German and China country, and the US stock market price is decreased, that effect in the bank in Germany and Europe. That's all.
So now let's move on to how the US Federal Reserve recover from the global financial crisis in 2008 due to asymmetric information. The first thing is the government or the Federal Reserve reduced the debt levels before continue their debt, their borrow and spend pattern. So that means the Federal Reserve tend to reduce the debt that they are going to give to the people, so that they won't incur any more loss on the debt. Second is they keep the interest rate low, so that people will tend to pay the debt every month without any missed payment, so that the government still receive payment even though it is low. The last thing is the Federal Reserve use fiscal policy, that is they increase the infrastructure or expenditure, and they reduce tax, so that when Federal Reserve reduce tax, the people will tend to pay for their debt, and government still receive payment from the loan.
After we discuss about the financial crisis in US during 2008 and 2009, we can see that US faced the dangerous crisis and the Great Depression during 2008 and 2009. This led to the market failure in the credit market in US. That's all from our group. Thank you.